Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Noah.
And this is the NFGeeks Christmas Spectacular. All right. Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
That's right to everybody. This is our special Christmas Spectacular set of episodes.
Woo.
That's right. Noah, thanks for doing this. You know, because when you do Christmas, it has to be with family, I think, right?
Yeah.
Right? It had to be you and me for the Christmas episode.
I wish we had hot chocolate.
I know. It's a miracle we were able to prepare on this level with the lights, right? It's very Christmassy, isn't it? All right. So Noah, for this first episode of Christmas, we're going to talk about how the temperaments celebrate Christmas, and what do the temperaments bring to the Christmas holiday?
Okay.
All right. So where do you want to start off? Which one do you want to start with?
Well, let's start off with SJ.
Okay. How do you think SJ? What is SJ's contribution to Christmas?
Tradition.
All right.
That's the most obvious one. It hasn't changed from Christmas to Christmas. It's always this at Christmas.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing. I think the best thing about SJ is that they're the keepers of tradition, and they make sure traditions maintain. And it can be either tradition. It can be the secular traditions, or it can be the religious traditions. You know, if it's a tradition in the house that there has to be a blow-up Santa, you know, in the front of the yard. Who's doing that? The SJ is.
And it's tradition that we drag you all to church.
Yeah, that's right. You know, we go to church at this place at this time. This is where the family has been going. Even if it's
you will see that nativity set and like it.
You know, even if it's right, if there's a tradition of going to certain people's houses, you know,
the Christmas parties.
Right. So, you know, my best friend from high school was a police officer. I will call him Joe Friday. Because he loves Joe Friday.
Okay.
Joe Friday was an ESTJ, and every Christmas he would have to get dressed up in a suit, formal, okay, formal suit, and go, and everyone in his family would dress formal, go to church, and then go to his aunt's house, and then come back for dinner in formal gear.
Like
Christmas.
Police outfit.
No, not police. But even before he was a cop, jacket, tie, shoes. You know, a suit. He had to wear his nice suit, formal. Okay. So, and his whole family did. Now, every Christmas, starting from high school, Joe Friday would bitch and bitch and bitch about this. He would start bitching like a week ahead, like, I gotta go on this monkey suit. And
but he still did it.
I would come over his house after he did all this for Christmas dinner, and he would have the whole suit on, perfectly tied up tight, every Christmas.
Yeah,
yes.
We may not, SJs may not like the tradition or keep doing things over and over, but we still do it.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's classic ESTJ that he would do that. And so that's one of my favorite Christmas SJ memories.
We started traditions before it was cool.
All right, so let's talk about SPs then. What do SPs bring to Christmas? And I think they bring that joy and fun aspect to Christmas.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I say they bring the fun of Christmas.
Yeah, that's right. They bring the
the snowball fights.
The snowball fights, the sledding, the snowman, making the snowman, snowboarding,
destroying the snowman,
which is fun in and of itself. The party atmosphere, playing games at parties and things like that. They're real fun.
They're probably definitely party hosts.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or at least liven up the party.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they don't want a solemn Christmas. An SP wants to go to a fun Christmas. They're not going to go with a bunch of Debbie Downers. You know what I mean? They want to have, I think, fun at Christmas, or at least a lighthearted
Christmas. They need to be with
Christmas.
positive patties.
Yeah, really, very much. You know, or fun Francines or something like that. Who would be an SP? Anyway.
All right.
All right. What do you So who's next? Who do you want to do next?
Let's do NTs and end with.
And then Fs.
NFs.
Okay. This is a tough one, actually.
Yeah.
What do NTs bring to Christmas? What do they bring? How do they celebrate Christmas? What are they bringing to Christmas? Poor NT.
Well, is there?
I have some answers.
Well, is there anything systematic about Christmas, or that can happen during Christmas?
Yeah, think of the complex lights that have to go on in a city in terms of setting up a grid. They
like
contribute.
the Christmas trees in New York that are lighted up like hell.
Yeah, that requires an NT to figure out the electrical circuits and organize it and collect it to the main grid.
And
yeah,
then the SJ, then he makes the SJ feel good by plugging it in, letting him plug it in.
Well, the SJs carry it out. They put up the wires and things like that. But that's a complicated thing. Or just think of the
So they're the people who kind of try to set it up.
Not so much set it up as much as they design it to happen. You know, like, Empire State Building always has various color things going on and everything.
Yeah, like the red and green.
Right. So think of the system that requires a massive electrical system of lights and power and switches. The design of that, probably an INTP, I would bet, but the design of that would be Christmas. So so I think they create all the important, I don't want to say just electrical, but all the important systemic things that makes Christmas beautiful, like this.
Okay.
You know, I mean, not this. This was some jackass thing I just threw up in 3 minutes. But imagine this on a grander scale, like in a city, or things like that. Or even like the timing of this is for New Year's, the ball, the
oh, yeah.
Times Square ball. You know what I mean? That's run by computers now.
I feel a little
bit
that? Like that would be like I think maybe an INTJ. Like, okay, let's just take this giant ball of lights.
Yeah, but if it was actually an INTJ, it'd be the Death Star. This horrible thing. Dun, dun,
and then finally reach zero.
Yeah,
Out into space.
Right. But all right, but that's actually run by computers now. I don't know how they did it before. I guess an SJ with stopwatches. But now it's computers. The thing about that had to be a program had to be written. So who wrote that program?
The NTs.
Yeah, that's
right.
right.
What were your ideas? Or...
So that's for NTs. That's my main ideas. Systemic
right.
electrical stuff. I'm sure there's other stuff too. We're just brainstorming. All right. So last
NFs.
is NFs, and I'd like to think that NFs.
I do want to say you guys kind of conquer the holiday.
Yeah,
this
well,
holiday.
It is an NF's holiday. It is about the birth of an NF. It's the birth of NF. It is our holiday in a way.
Oh, feeling.
That's right. But I think what NFs bring is that the NFs bring the deep meaning of Christmas. I think when we're on our best, we remind people of what the deeper sense of Christmas is, the deeper values on any side of it. I mean, the whole magical side, even the secular magical side of things like Santa or It's a Wonderful Life, all the way down to the nativity stories. I think that's a very NF sort of consciousness coming through it.
Yeah, and I have to say, like, Christmas time is definitely the time when, like, all the other temperaments, if they have been kind of being, the other temperaments to you, they do sit down and listen.
Sure, and that's at least they do it once.
Yeah, at least they do it once.
And that's interesting you say that.
They're finally understanding my feelings.
Yeah, no, not really though. We're not that stupid. It's true of all the holidays. I talked about this with Dave once in an episode. All the holidays, I don't know if I said it this way though. All the holidays contain a temperament side to it. You know what I mean? It's not like Christmas is totally NF. Or that it's totally...
But it's strongly NF.
Yeah, the NF is at the center of it, but all the temperaments are working together to produce something for that holiday, for Christmas to take place. Otherwise, it wouldn't be Christmas, you know what I mean? If we didn't have traditions, Christmas would stink, and if it wasn't fun, it would stink, and if we didn't have things like this, it would stink, and if we didn't have the deeper meaning of it, then, it wouldn't be as special as it is this time of year, I think.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
All right, so before we go to topic 2, let's talk about how do you, Noah, as an SJ, bring Christmas to the family, to your mom, to me? What do you do specifically to be the most Christmassy?
I think what I like the most about Christmas, which is something I always liked, is like definitely doing the tree.
Really?
Like setting up
the tradition.
Tree. Right, the tradition of like the tree mostly.
Yeah.
Because I always like putting on the ornaments.
Oh.
We always did that every year.
Yeah, that's great. That's funny
fun.
because as a child I always liked that too.
We always talked and had funny conversations.
Yeah. So that's how you brought Christmas, by participating in that? Or?
Yeah, like participating in the Christmas events.
Wow.
I guess.
How
do you bring Christmas, Michael?
Well, I bring Christmas. I think the most important part that I could still contribute to now is that I take seriously my role as your Santa Claus. You know what I mean? And I mean Santa Claus in the right way. So first of all, and maybe this is just the world according to Mike, I will never, as long as I live, buy you or my grandchildren an educational gift. Those are the worst Christmas gifts ever. And I'm not buying clothes.
But they need to learn.
I don't care less, okay? I'm not buying any educational gifts. I'm not buying any clothes. I'm not buying any utility. I'm just going to buy, and that's what, if you think about this, is what I've done your whole life, including this Christmas. I just buy stupid shit. Stupid, fun, toy, play around, no actual utility shit. That's what I've been trying to do, really sort of be
okay,
a true
then what
Santa
do we
Claus.
do with the educational gifts?
Throw them out.
Well, they need to
Who's buying you educational gifts?
No,
your mother?
No, she's buying me books.
Okay, that's fine.
That I asked
Books don't count.
I asked for.
I'm a big, obviously, books don't count.
See, if an NT was here, all these books would light up different Christmas colors.
No, they burn them in a giant Yuletide fire.
No.
It would be Kindles. You know, that's what it would be over here. But I tried to like make Christmas happen for you in the most fun sort of
you did
magical way with cool stuff that you liked.
Yeah.
Toy stuff.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely. Funny thing about Noah, though, I want to talk about, and something I always joke about, is that, you know, I'd buy all this array of, and this is going to happen this year too, I know. I would buy this array of toys, this massive amount, this mountain of, because he's, you know, the only kid in the family. So he would get all the money and all the toys. So it'd be this giant pyramid of toys. Okay? And your favorite toy every Christmas was the shit toy. The cheapest, crappiest toy that I bought,
but
like December 24th.
I still played with the other one.
That I got in a pharmacy because I just found one more, and that was the one that got played with the giant electronic, you know, bolt set. No, that got, you know, the big.
Okay, but I still played with the others.
Okay, my favorite one of this, did you know this story, is that on like December 24th, I ran into Toys R Us just to grab one more thing for you, and I saw really cheap, a flashlight in the shape of a gun.
Oh, that
was a Toy Story.
It.
Do you?
Do you want me to get it?
Okay, for the next episode we'll get
it.
It's the toy. It was a Toy Story gun, and it had Zurg on it, and so when you pressed it,
I don't know where that is.
Oh, you know where that one is? Oh, you remember this one though, right?
Yeah.
The Zurg gun, and it would project Zurg onto a wall. Okay, because it was a flashlight, and it would project this image of Zurg out. And I would put it on the ceiling, and then I'd make it bigger, like he was coming at us and stuff. And you thought that was the freaking funniest thing ever.
Well, okay, yeah, it was a crappy toy, but you made it fun too.
Okay, I agree with that, but it was like $8 out of like $400 worth of toys.
I'm sorry. I couldn't love the.
No, it's okay. You're gonna do that you're gonna do that this year. There's 10,000. Oh, you always do know it. There's always like the worst game, like the cheapest video game I bought. That's always the one you like and play the most. Like this.
No, I'm gonna like all the other ones.
We'll see. I don't know. You do this all the time. All right. No, for the last part of this, I want to talk about, because we were laughing about this in the car today. I want to talk about how we found out there was no Santa Claus. Because we were talking, we never had this conversation before with each other. You'd think, but you know, you're going to be 18. You'd think we would have had this conversation between us. But the first time we had it was in the car, so I think that's a good way to end this particular episode. So, do you want to go first?
No. Well, who do you want to go first?
Oh, I don't care.
You can go first.
All right, great. So here's my how I found out there is no Santa story. I was about 6 years old. This was way back. This was in the before time. This is 1975.
Dinosaurs were still roaming the earth.
Yeah, that's right, with Jesus.
And they were at the nativity.
That's right, dinosaurs. Okay, so I was 6 years old, and for whatever reason, I was obsessed with getting this Bugs Bunny alarm clock. So it was a Bugs Bunny alarm clock where Bugs Bunny was on the front with the arms, you know, given the time, you know, whatever. And it was an alarm, and when it hit the alarm, instead of like a ringing, Bugs Bunny's voice would come on. So, you know, you do the arms, you set the thing up, and it would go, you know, the alarm would ring, and it would say, you know, what's up, Doc? Time to get up, you know, something like that. It had required batteries. And I don't know what it was about this thing, but I wanted it. I, like, just had to have this thing. So I wrote letters to Santa, okay? So Santa got letters, and I wanted it. And sure enough...
Give me this clock!
Yes, absolutely. I remember writing the letter.
Oh, right. Like I have the crappy toys. Like I like the crappy things for Christmas. I want a clock!
Okay, you have to remember, technology was really 1975, okay? Like, with, like, you know, we barely had Legos. I mean, it's not the same thing. All right, so I got the clock. Besides, I'm 6. What do I know? I get the clock, and I'm loving it. I remember I'm laying on my floor, you know, on my carpeted floor, and all I kept doing was setting the alarm and having it go off. So I'd set it and go, yeah, what's up, Doc? Time to wake up. Set it again. Yeah, what's up, Doc? You know, I just kept doing it over and over and over. Now, you know, because it's an old alarm clock, I don't know if you have these in your home, being the 21st century, but you had to wind it. You know, you had to wind the arms, and you had to wind up the you know, both things. You had to wind up the arms, you had to wind up the alarm arm. So I would turn it over, wind it up, you know, make it talk. And one time I flipped it over, and I read, because I was a very good reader from a young age, as you can see, I read Made in Hong Kong. And this is how bad I was at 6. I knew that Hong Kong was in China. I couldn't find China on a map because I thought China was that place where if you dug through the earth, that's where you ended up. But I knew that Hong Kong and China was not where the North Pole was. And so I said to myself, why doesn't this say where, made at the North Pole? And I went, oh my God, is this a scam? So I went in my toy chest, which you own to this day, handed down to you. And I looked for all my toys. I looked to see where they were from, and they all said things like made in Hong Kong, made in China, made in Taiwan. I couldn't pronounce Taiwan, but that's what it said. And I realized that this was a scam, and I was angry about it. So for the next year, I pretended that I believed in Santa, because I deduced that if there was no Santa, then the toys were in the house. And if I looked for the toys, I would find them. And so I pretended that I believed in Santa, and then in December I started a hunt for the toys, and I found them and confirmed my hypothesis. It was very NT.
You Batman'd the whole thing. Where's the workshop?
Santa! Yes.
Bug Bunny Claw!
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. I did. So that's how I found out there was no Santa. All right, so Noah, tell your story. I never knew this.
Yeah, it's a short one.
Yeah, but you'd think I would have known since I'm more involved in yours than you in mine.
And I found this out the first Christmas I remember.
Oh, jeez. So right from go, it was ruined.
Okay, to be honest, you, Mom, maybe even Graham, maybe Grammy might have been more about it, but honestly, I'm 6 at this point, or 5. But you guys never really got me into the whole Santa thing.
No, I actually refused for that reason, so you weren't traumatized by some other kid or something.
Right, so...
I never said that it wasn't a Santa.
For some reason,
I was just silent.
For some reason, when I was a kid, I used to, get up randomly at the middle of the night and just, I don't know, pace around my room or just think or whatnot. And, at one point, I did this, and I wake up in my bed, feeling like I don't know if I should get up or whatnot. Mom and Dad wanted me to go to bed. And I see the light flick on. I'm going, what the heck's going on? And then I see 2 people go, because my door's, has shades, I can see 2, shadows going back and forth. I'm like, what the heck are they doing? And then I think, wait, Christmas is tomorrow. Oh! That's where they come from.
Now, you know what's great? You kept the secret the whole time. You never told me this. Today was the first time I heard this story. You kept that to yourself.
I kind of did the same thing with Easter.
Really?
Yes. Easter, it's, again, probably my first Easter.
Oh, yeah, right from go.
Right, my first Easter, and you guys tell us to, cover our eyes and not peek, and I peeked. And and I see you and Auntie Liz going over there, and oh.
Hiding the eggs and things?
Yeah, and then then when I go off to school and whatnot, I hear kids talk about Santa or the Easter Bunny, and I'm like... You poor children.
And you didn't rat them out. You weren't one of those kids.
I did once, though.
By accident, though,
By
right?
accident.
Yeah. All right, but I'll say this, though. You kept the secret even from us. I didn't know you didn't know. I mean, I figured you figured it out eventually, but I never knew until today what was the event. And it was me and your mother.
Yeah, you guys... Well, you weren't quiet. And you... okay, you put my room in the room right next to that has the tree in it.
Okay, but that wasn't my choice.
Okay, but that was still crappy planning.
Yeah. Well, we didn't think you'd wake up. We thought we could dupe you, but I guess not. All right. So any other last thoughts?
No.
No? That's it?
No,
Christmas ruined forever, right from 5 years old. The magic, magic just sucked out of Christmas.
It wasn't
No wonder you turned into an ISTJ.
It wasn't ruined. I just realized that you guys bought the gifts, and I'm glad.
Oh, did you have any emotional state about it? Because again, I was angry. I was like, this is a scam, and I've been lied to.
Well, you didn't lie to me. That's the thing. You didn't lie to me.
Were you disappointed or sad or anything?
Oh, I'm like, oh, they're spending money on me. Well, okay, no, awesome. They're getting me gifts. And then as I got older, I'm like, oh, they're spending a lot of money on me.
Yeah, still. All right, any of the last thoughts then?
I don't think so.
All right, great. So that's episode 1 of the Christmas Spectacular.
Mm-hmm.